Don Felder at this point was one of only 3 full-time Eagles, but he was contending against Don Henley and Glenn Frey, as always. You know, he stated many times in interviews and his memoirs and his book that the only thing that would get Don Henley and Glenn Frey from hating each other was hating another member in that band or teaming up against another member of that band. He stated this happened with Randy Meisner, with Bernie Leadon, and of course him. You see, the second they decided to reunite, Glenn Frey especially, but it wasn't long before Don Henley joined him firmly, demanded that those two made more on their live performances than the rest of the band. After all, they were the lead singers on most of their hits. Now, at this point, both Joe Walsh and Timothy B. Schmidt, if they weren't exactly okay with this, they were willing to work under those new guidelines. But not Don Felder. He was a full-time member, and he was already making some inquiries as to where monies were going. This was his corporation. Yes, the Eagles basically is just that, a corporation, and one of the very first bands to charge corporate prices for their concert tickets back in the early 2000s. Anyway, Don Felder wound up suing the Eagles. They countersued, everybody settled out of court, and you know, as far as I can tell, Don Felder's been really tight-lipped, citing several times in interviews he can't talk about this or that due to the agreement they made out of court. And yet after Glenn Frey died, Don Henley said that he was still creating problems behind the scenes. And you know, I'm just wondering how he got away with even saying that much. I mean, the non-disclosure agreement goes both ways. But for me, that's when the band truly died. Now, they would continue to tour and charge heavier and heavier prices, becoming exactly what I hate in a band, nothing more than a jukebox performing for morons who think they're actually seeing the Eagles. And you know what? Anybody who's going to see the Eagles as they are today, you know what you're seeing? You're seeing Don Henley and friends. That's exactly what it is. That's how he should be touring. I might even go see him under those guises, but he won't. You see, the mighty name, the Eagles, is so important that he's afraid he couldn't make as much as he could as touring as the Eagles, obviously. The problem is the current lineup has one original Eagle and 2 hired guns. That's it. And of course, a late addition with Vince Gill.